thinner, weaker, or falling out more than it used to. What if I told you this is not just aging, and it's not something you have to accept? In my practice, I've seen thousands of women who were told this is normal, it's genetic, it's menopause, and yet the real cause was completely missed. Today, I want to talk to you about one critical mistake that many women over 60 are unknowingly making every single day, and how that mistake quietly sabotages hair growth from the inside out. Many women over 60 feel like thinning hair or hair loss is simply an unavoidable part of aging, that it's written into their DNA, and there's nothing they can do. But that perspective overlooks a crucial truth. Hair is not governed by age. It's governed by the condition of your body, your hormones, and your nutrition. Imagine waking up one morning and noticing more hair on your pillow than usual. It can be alarming, discouraging, and even make you question your vitality. The reality is, hair is incredibly responsive to the environment inside your body. When you provide it with the right building blocks, it responds quickly, even after decades of neglect. Every strand is a reflection of your metabolism, your hormone balance, and your nutrient intake. Age alone does not dictate your hair's health. Your body's internal environment does. If you understand this, it changes everything about how you approach your health and your appearance. Hair follicles are living structures, and they require consistent energy, nutrients, and hormonal support to function optimally. Protein, the amino acids your body breaks down from food, is the primary raw material for hair. When protein intake declines, as it often does in women over 60 due to reduced appetite or fear of eating too much, hair follicles literally slow down. This is not a cosmetic problem. It's a biological response. Your body prioritizes vital organs over hair growth when resources are limited. At the same time, minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium play a critical role in hair follicle function, supporting cell division and the structural integrity of each strand. Without these nutrients, hair becomes brittle, thin, and prone to falling out. Many women over 60 don't realize that what they perceive as normal thinning is actually a signal from the body that essential nutrients are missing. Hormones also have a profound impact on hair growth. Estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones decline or fluctuate during the postmenopausal years, and these changes can accelerate hair thinning. The follicles are sensitive to even small shifts in these hormones. When estrogen levels drop, hair naturally moves into the resting phase more quickly, leading to shedding. Progesterone supports follicle health, and low levels can result in weaker strands. The thyroid controls metabolism at the cellular level, and insufficient thyroid function can slow hair growth and make hair brittle. Understanding this, you begin to see that hair loss after 60 is rarely about genetics alone. It is often about an environment inside the body that is not fully supporting hair. Another important aspect that many women overlook is the quality of their digestion. After 60, stomach acid production often declines, which reduces your body's ability to extract nutrients from food. Even if you are eating protein-rich foods and vegetables packed with minerals, poor digestion can prevent your body from absorbing what it needs. Hair follicles may then lack the building blocks they require, and hair loss accelerates. Supporting digestion through mindful eating, proper hydration, and occasionally supplementing what the body struggles to absorb can make a noticeable difference in hair health. The key point is this: your hair is remarkably resilient. When the body receives adequate nutrition, hormonal support, and care, hair growth can improve, texture can strengthen, and shedding can decrease. Even women in their 60s or 70s can experience regrowth. Age is not a sentence, it is a number. Your actions, choices, and understanding of your body determine whether your hair continues to thin or begins to thrive once again. Small, intentional changes in diet, nutrient intake, and hormone balance can shift the internal environment from one that leads to hair loss to one that promotes strong, healthy growth. Each strand of hair is a reflection of what is happening internally, and with proper support, the body responds in ways that defy age expectations. Many women underestimate the profound impact of what they eat on their hair, energy, and overall vitality. Nutrition is not just about staying slim or avoiding certain foods. It is the foundation of every cell in the body, and hair is one of the first visible indicators of whether your body is receiving the fuel it truly needs. When protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals are insufficient, hair follicles cannot function properly. They slow down, become fragile, and enter the shedding phase prematurely. Each strand of hair reflects the state of your metabolism, and when the body lacks essential nutrients, it prioritizes vital organs over hair growth. This is not a failure or inevitability. It is a signal, a clear message that your body is craving the raw materials it needs to perform at its best. Protein is the single most critical nutrient for hair health, yet many women over 60 unintentionally restrict it. Protein provides the amino acids that make up keratin, the structural protein of hair. Without adequate intake, follicles struggle to produce strong, resilient hair. Even small deficiencies can accumulate over months, resulting in noticeable thinning or shedding. The timing of protein intake matters as well. Spreading protein evenly throughout the day ensures a steady supply of amino acids, preventing the body from entering a scarcity mode that sacrifices non-essential tissue, including hair. When protein is consistent and sufficient, follicles receive the building blocks needed to maintain growth and strength. Equally important are vitamins and minerals. Zinc, iron, B vitamins, and vitamin D are essential for cellular energy, DNA synthesis, and follicle repair. A deficiency in any of these can reduce hair growth, make hair brittle, and increase breakage. Unfortunately, many women over 60 struggle to absorb these nutrients effectively due to changes in digestion or reduced stomach acid. Eating nutrient-dense foods alone may not be enough. Attention to digestion, nutrient pairing, and bioavailability is critical. Consuming high-quality sources of these nutrients ensures they reach the follicles where they are needed most. Healthy fats also play a pivotal role in hair growth and hormone production. Hair follicles rely on cholesterol and essential fatty acids to create and maintain the hormones that support follicle health, including estrogen and progesterone. When fats are removed from the diet, hormone levels can drop, leaving hair thin and fragile. Fat soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K also depend on dietary fat for absorption. Without them, follicle repair, scalp health, and hair quality are compromised. Integrating sources of omega-3 fatty acids, monounsaturated fats, and nutrient-rich oils ensures that follicles have the structural support they require. Hydration is another often overlooked factor. Hair follicles are sensitive to the internal water balance of the body. Even mild dehydration reduces circulation and nutrient delivery to follicles, slowing growth and weakening strands. Drinking adequate water and supporting hydration with electrolyte-rich foods helps maintain the scalp environment that promotes robust hair growth. Feeding the body properly is about more than hair. It impacts energy, mood, cognitive clarity, and confidence. When your cells are fueled with what they need, the entire system operates more efficiently, and hair becomes a visible reflection of internal health. Women who focus on proper nutrition often notice improvements in texture, density, and shine within weeks. The body responds quickly when it is given the right tools, and hair is one of the most immediate indicators of that response. Every meal is an opportunity to give your body the resources it needs to thrive. Adequate protein, essential vitamins and minerals, healthy fats, and proper hydration collectively create an environment where hair can flourish. Nutrition empowers follicles to produce stronger, more resilient strands while supporting overall metabolism and hormonal balance. Feeding your body consistently and strategically allows your hair to reflect your vitality, strength, and energy. It is a direct link between what you consume and how you feel, perform, and appear, making nutrition a powerful foundation for confidence and health. Many women over 60 mistakenly believe that fats are the enemy, that cutting them out will protect their health and waistline, but the reality is far more complex. Fats are not only a vital source of energy, they are the building blocks for hormones that directly influence hair growth, scalp health, and overall vitality. Every strand of hair is dependent on a delicate balance of hormones, and without sufficient healthy fats, the production of estrogen, progesterone, and other key hormones declines. Hair follicles are extremely sensitive to even small hormonal shifts, and when these hormones drop, follicles shrink, hair becomes thinner, and shedding accelerates. The absence of fat in the diet signals the body that resources are scarce, and hair, being non-essential in survival terms, is deprioritized. Cholesterol, often misunderstood, is a critical precursor for hormone synthesis. Estrogen, which supports hair thickness and follicle stability, is produced from cholesterol. Progesterone, which maintains follicle health, also relies on cholesterol for its creation. When the diet lacks sufficient fats, especially from whole, unprocessed sources, the body struggles to maintain healthy hormone levels. Low hormone levels do not just affect hair, they can influence energy, mood, sleep, and cognitive clarity, creating a cascade effect that impacts every aspect of daily life. Women who embrace healthy fats often notice changes not only in hair, but in overall vitality. Essential fatty acids, such as omega-3s, play a structural and functional role in hair follicle health. Omega-3s strengthen the cell membranes of hair follicles, improving elasticity, shine, and resilience. They reduce inflammation in the scalp, which can otherwise disrupt follicle function and lead to thinning. Many women over 60 are deficient in these fatty acids due to limited dietary intake or changes in absorption. Incorporating sources like fatty fish, flaxseed, walnuts, and high-quality oils provides the necessary building blocks for both follicle repair and anti-inflammatory support. These fats improve circulation, ensuring that nutrients reach the follicles efficiently, which is critical for maintaining growth cycles. Fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K are another reason dietary fat is indispensable. These vitamins are crucial for scalp health, cell regeneration, and immune function within the hair follicle environment. Without adequate fat, these vitamins cannot be absorbed properly, leaving follicles deprived of nutrients even if they are present in the diet. This is why some women eat a nutrient-rich diet but still experience thinning or fragile hair. The body requires not just vitamins and minerals, but the correct medium, fats, to deliver them effectively to where they are needed most. The relationship between fats and hormones also influences stress response. Low dietary fat can exacerbate cortisol imbalances, which negatively affect hair follicles. Cortisol, the stress hormone, accelerates the transition of hair into the shedding phase. Healthy fats help stabilize hormone production, support adrenal function, and reduce the risk of chronic cortisol elevation, protecting hair from unnecessary loss. Integrating fats strategically into the diet does not mean consuming excessive calories or unhealthy oils. It means prioritizing nutrient-dense, unprocessed fats that serve multiple purposes: hormone production, anti-inflammatory support, nutrient absorption, and cellular energy. Olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish are not indulgences. They are essential tools to fuel hair growth and sustain hormone balance. When women over 60 embrace healthy fats as a central part of their nutrition, hair often responds within weeks. Strands become thicker, scalp health improves, and the rate of shedding decreases. This is not a temporary cosmetic fix. It is a reflection of internal metabolic support, hormone stabilization, and follicle nourishment. Fats are not just a nutrient, they are a signal to the body that it has what it needs to thrive, allowing hair to grow stronger, denser, and healthier, and helping women feel confident, energized, and resilient. Stress is often overlooked as a major factor in hair loss, yet it plays one of the most significant roles, especially for women over 60. When the body experiences chronic stress, it triggers a cascade of hormonal changes that directly impact the hair follicles. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, is released in higher amounts during prolonged stress, and elevated cortisol levels have a direct effect on follicle health. Hair follicles are highly sensitive to hormonal signals, and when cortisol remains high, follicles shrink, weaken, and enter the shedding phase more quickly than they would under normal conditions. Over time, this hormonal environment leads to thinning hair, increased breakage, and slower regrowth, creating a cycle that is difficult to break without understanding the underlying mechanisms. Hormonal imbalances beyond cortisol also influence hair health. Estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones all decline naturally as women age, particularly after menopause. Estrogen protects hair follicles and extends the growth phase, while progesterone contributes to follicle strength and resilience. When these hormones are low or fluctuating, hair becomes more fragile and prone to shedding. The thyroid controls metabolism at a cellular level, including within the follicles, and even subtle hypothyroidism can slow hair production, reduce follicle activity, and make hair appear thinner. Many women are unaware that what they perceive as normal aging-related hair loss is actually a result of these imbalances interacting with stress hormones over time. Chronic stress and low-grade hormone imbalances often work together to create a perfect storm for hair loss. When cortisol is elevated, it disrupts insulin balance, increases inflammation, and impairs nutrient delivery to the scalp. Even when diet and supplementation are adequate, hair follicles may not receive the energy and nutrients they require for healthy growth. Cortisol also diverts protein away from non-essential functions like hair production to prioritize vital organs and energy needs, leaving follicles deprived of the amino acids necessary to maintain keratin structure. This is why some women notice hair shedding accelerate during prolonged periods of stress, illness, or lifestyle disruption. The impact of stress is not only physiological but also behavioral. Women under chronic stress may unconsciously reduce their nutrient intake, skip meals, or gravitate toward processed foods that provide temporary comfort but lack essential nutrients. They may neglect hydration, reduce sleep quality, or experience changes in activity levels, all of which compound the effects of stress on hair health. Follicles are highly sensitive to the internal environment, and these lifestyle factors amplify the effects of hormonal disruption. Over time, this combination can result in diffuse thinning across the scalp, weakened strands, and slower recovery of hair density. Hair follicles themselves operate on a cycle with distinct growth, resting, and shedding phases. Elevated cortisol and hormonal imbalances can prematurely push follicles into the resting and shedding phases, leading to noticeable hair loss over weeks or months. This type of shedding is not permanent, but it signals that the body is under strain and the follicles are not receiving the support they need. The good news is that follicles are remarkably resilient. When cortisol is managed and hormone levels are stabilized, follicles can re-enter the growth phase, producing stronger and thicker hair over time. Supporting the body through these challenges requires more than surface-level interventions. Nutrition, hydration, and sleep quality directly influence hormone regulation and stress response. Protein and amino acids are essential for follicle repair. Healthy fats support hormone production, and minerals like zinc and magnesium regulate stress-related enzymes and cortisol metabolism. Hydration maintains circulation and nutrient delivery to follicles, while sufficient sleep allows the endocrine system to reset and restore hormonal balance. By addressing these internal factors, women can create an environment where follicles are resilient, stress impact is minimized, and hair growth resumes naturally. Mind-body interventions also play a critical role. Practices that reduce stress, such as meditation, gentle exercise, deep breathing, and yoga, help lower cortisol levels and improve overall hormonal balance. Chronic mental and emotional stress is not separate from physical health, it is deeply interconnected. By learning to manage stress effectively, women over 60 can reduce the negative signaling to their follicles and prevent premature shedding. Regular movement increases circulation, bringing more oxygen and nutrients to the scalp, while mindfulness practices calm the nervous system and promote hormonal stability. Even subtle improvements can create visible changes. Women who integrate stress management with nutritional support often see slower shedding within a few weeks, followed by stronger, fuller strands over time. The body is designed to respond when the internal environment is optimized. Follicles that were previously in survival mode begin to receive the energy, amino acids, and hormonal support they need, and the hair cycle can normalize over time. Not only does hair density improve, but overall scalp health strengthens, making the hair more resilient to future stress or hormonal fluctuations. Understanding the relationship between stress, hormones, and hair transforms the approach from reactive to proactive. Hair loss is not just a cosmetic issue, it is a biological signal that the body requires attention and support. Cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, thyroid function, and lifestyle factors all interact to influence follicle activity. By addressing these components, women over 60 can regain control over hair growth, improve follicle resilience, and reduce the risk of continued thinning. Every strand of hair reflects the internal environment, and by creating balance, managing stress, and supporting hormonal function, follicles can thrive even in later decades of life. Many women over 60 believe that hair loss is a permanent consequence of age, a chapter of life that cannot be rewritten, but this is far from the truth. Hair is a reflection of the internal environment of the body, and when the right nutrients, hormones, and metabolic support are restored, follicles can recover and regrow hair even after decades of thinning. Each strand is not only a sign of aging, but a mirror of cellular health, metabolic efficiency, and hormone balance. Understanding that your body has the capacity to respond, adapt, and repair itself shifts the perspective from resignation to empowerment. Hair loss is not a verdict, it is a signal that your body needs support, and with the right approach, follicles can be reactivated and strengthened. The first step in reversing hair loss is recognizing that the process is biological, not cosmetic. Hair follicles rely on a constant supply of protein, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals to maintain their structure and function. When these building blocks are insufficient, follicles enter a dormant or shedding phase. Protein provides the keratin that makes up hair strands, while minerals such as zinc, iron, and selenium support cellular division and structural integrity. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K are critical for scalp health and follicle repair. Even subtle deficiencies over months or years can accumulate, leading to visible thinning. Addressing these deficiencies provides the raw materials the follicles need to transition from survival mode back into growth mode. Hormonal balance plays an equally critical role. Estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones regulate the hair growth cycle, influencing follicle size, growth duration, and overall density. After menopause, these hormones naturally decline, creating an environment where hair becomes more fragile and shedding increases. Cortisol, the stress hormone, further compounds the issue by prioritizing energy for vital organs and limiting resources to non-essential functions like hair. By supporting hormonal function through diet, nutrient supplementation, and lifestyle strategies, women can create a favorable environment where follicles are no longer deprived and can actively participate in the hair growth cycle. Digestive health is another component that cannot be overlooked. After 60, the body's ability to absorb nutrients may decline due to lower stomach acid, reduced enzyme production, or changes in gut microbiota. Even with an adequate diet, poor absorption can leave follicles undernourished. Strategies to support digestion, such as consuming protein in easily digestible forms, pairing nutrients for optimal absorption, and addressing gut health, ensure that the critical building blocks reach the follicles effectively. Hair follicles are responsive to the availability of nutrients, and improving digestion can accelerate visible improvements in strength and density. Healthy fats provide the structural support for hormones, nutrient absorption, and cellular integrity. Cholesterol is the precursor to estrogen and progesterone, which directly influence follicle health. Omega-3 fatty acids improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and strengthen the membranes of follicle cells. Integrating fats strategically into the diet ensures that hormone production is supported and that follicles receive the nutrients necessary for repair and growth. Removing fats from the diet can inadvertently signal the body to deprioritize hair, while reintroducing them provides the energy and raw materials follicles need to thrive. Stress management is an essential component in the restoration process. Chronic stress accelerates shedding and slows regrowth by elevating cortisol levels and disrupting hormonal balance. Incorporating strategies such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, or gentle movement reduces cortisol, improves circulation, and enhances nutrient delivery to the follicles. Stress affects behavior as well, often leading to poor eating habits, disrupted sleep, and reduced hydration, which further impede follicle function. By addressing both the physiological and behavioral aspects of stress, the body is better able to support hair regrowth. Consistency is crucial in reversing hair loss. Follicles operate on a cycle, and interventions take time to reflect visible changes. Protein intake, nutrient replenishment, hormonal support, stress management, and digestive optimization are not quick fixes, but ongoing strategies that reinforce follicle activity over weeks and months. Women who maintain these practices often notice a slowing of shedding within a few weeks, followed by improvements in hair texture, density, and resilience over time. The follicles respond to the internal environment, and when conditions are favorable, hair can grow stronger, thicker, and more vibrant than it has in years. Each woman's experience is unique, influenced by her hormonal profile, metabolism, diet, and stress history. A personalized approach that considers these factors allows for targeted interventions that optimize follicle recovery. Monitoring protein intake, ensuring adequate vitamin and mineral consumption, supporting hormone production, maintaining hydration, and managing stress collectively create an environment in which hair can flourish. Follicles are remarkably resilient structures capable of reactivating growth even after prolonged periods of dormancy when the body receives the right support. The potential for hair regrowth extends beyond aesthetics. Restoring hair reflects improvements in metabolic health, hormonal balance, and overall vitality. Hair becomes a visible indicator of internal recovery and resilience, signaling that the body is functioning optimally. Women who prioritize these interventions often experience not only stronger hair, but also increased energy, improved mood, and a renewed sense of confidence. Hair is a direct reflection of internal health, and by nurturing the body, follicles respond in kind. Small intentional changes compound over time, adding protein-rich meals, integrating healthy fats, replenishing essential vitamins and minerals, managing stress, supporting digestion, and monitoring hormone balance work synergistically. Each positive adjustment reinforces follicle health, improves the growth environment, and supports the cycle of hair regeneration. Even minor improvements in diet, hydration, or lifestyle can create meaningful changes in hair density, texture, and resilience. Empowerment comes from understanding that the body is capable of remarkable adaptation and repair. Hair loss is not irreversible, and follicles are not permanently damaged unless deprived of nutrients for extended periods. Women over 60 have the ability to influence hair health profoundly by addressing the root causes, providing the right materials, and creating an internal environment that promotes growth. This approach is scientific, practical, and actionable, demonstrating that hair restoration is a result of intentional care and consistent support. By focusing on nutrition, hormones, stress, digestion, and lifestyle factors, women can create conditions where follicles transition from a state of depletion to one of active growth. Hair becomes stronger, fuller, and more resilient. Every meal, every healthy habit, and every step toward internal balance reinforces follicle health, contributing to visible regrowth over time. The power to reverse hair loss lies in the combination of consistent, targeted actions that provide follicles with the nutrients, hormones,